Welcome back to Corner Stories. Please enjoy the stories of the day. Hit that like and subscribe button and let's get on to story 1. Okay, so the key players in this story are me F27, my husband Karim 40, my little sister Tasha 13 and my mom 58. For context, my mom and dad had Tasha as a last resort to fix their failing marriage. I'm nearly 9 months pregnant, like legit 3 weeks out, and my husband is a second-generation immigrant. We weren't trying, but we're excited when we found out about the baby, we waiting until we were out of the first trimester and told everyone after that. Karim's family are super excited and can't wait to bring the baby to their home country. My mom was happy when we told her but made some grumbling remarks about being too young to be a grandma. I presumed she was joking. My dad we told separately, he gets on great with my husband and he said he would help Karim and I with anything baby related. At first Tasha was excited talking about how she's the youngest auntie and it was cute. She is spoiled, I don't want to call her a brat, but she can get an attitude when things don't happen how she wants. But then once we told everyone we were having a girl, she went quiet. We didn't do a big announcement, just told people when we saw them. We both have busy jobs and I kept working until recently. Luckily I can work remotely if needed. My dad was excited to be a girl granddad. In some ways I've been closer with him after the divorce. My mom put all her effort into Tasha and making sure she was okay as she was the youngest. She's a bit of a golden child for my mom. Karim's family got him a t-shirt that has a joke about being a girl dad on it. I've always said he gives off girl dad energy, so it's funny. When I got big, around the 5-month mark, I was really ill. I had hyperemesis gravidarum and was admitted to hospital. I have a heart condition, so there was always a worry about side effects during the pregnancy. Tasha refused to visit me in hospital, meaning my mom didn't come either, but I understood why a 13-year-old might not want to come to a hospital. However, she has become so standoffish and rude to myself and my husband. Scoffing when we talk about baby girl, joking how emotional I was, saying more trouble than it's worth with my heart. She said we stole her favorite name when we announced it as Adley. She's never said that name before. She also joked about how fat I had gotten. Karim had enough and told her to grow up, but my mom defended Tasha, saying she's probably just a bit jealous about no longer being the youngest in the family anymore. I tried to talk and ask her what's wrong, but she got an attitude again and told me I made everything about my baby and myself. We were discussing my birthing plan on a family FaceTime and how I have to have a planned C-section to reduce the stress on my heart. I'm a bit nervous, but I've had surgery before. I was trying to get my dad to calm Karim down and asked if he'd be in the waiting room. He was really happy and asked if he could bring his good friend. We all know she's his girlfriend, but they won't admit it. He thinks he's too old for that. She's been sweet and knitted some baby blankets, so we agreed to her visiting after the birth. I got a call from my mom and Tasha, who were really angry I hadn't invited them to the birth or told them I had to have planned C-section. I told them Tasha had complained about me only speaking about the baby, and my mom told me to not be so flippant. Tasha was rolling her eyes when mom asked about the surgery, and I know she's 13, but something about it seems so calculated from her. My mom asked to be there and I said she could be in the waiting room if she would be nice to dad. Tasha started talking about how long it would take, but I informed her she was only invited to visit after Adley had been born. Now her and mom are blowing up, saying I'm cruel for letting a random friend of dad's visit but not letting my little sister be there for her niece's birth. I'm sad as I hoped the pregnancy would bring my mom and I closer, but alas. Edit, I just remembered something else that happened. Tasha walked into our garden one afternoon without any notice to tell us, and saw us making out on the swing chair. Nothing scandalous, but my hormones have been all over the place. She made a comment like, "No wonder you're pregnant if that's all that you do." She's also been perfectly nice to Karim throughout the pregnancy. It's just me she has the attitude with. Edit 2, July 6, 2023, next day. As some people can't seem to understand, I'll reiterate, I've tried connecting to Tasha, I've tried communicating and comforting her, I've tried getting her excited about being an auntie. She's made cruel comments about my weight, I used to have an ED, how I'm an attention seeker to get pregnant. She's literally slammed a door in me, causing me to hurt myself. She's been all over my husband but ignoring me to my face, and she's made a comment about me not keeping my legs shut. This isn't about her being confused, she knows what childbirth and pregnancy is. She also banned our mom from visiting me when I was rushed to hospital and had complained about me talking about the baby, so I didn't include her in the conversation about the birth. She's not angry because I'm trying to keep her away from the baby, she's angry because I'm pregnant and she will no longer be the youngest girl. I'd like to add that the family dynamic was pretty good until I got pregnant. She was mom's favorite, but dad doesn't do favorites. Relevant comments, is your dad around? Did he walk out? Dad is still very active in Tasha's life, he just doesn't spoil her constantly like Mom. Where do you know that he walked out? I've said my mom asked for the divorce, not him. So no, he didn't. People take issue with OOP's description of Tasha being born to save her parents' marriage, and say she obviously doesn't care about or spend enough time with Tasha. I'm not passive-aggressive towards her. I was simply saying that's why my parents had her later on in life to explain our age difference. I've always tried to help Tasha even though our difference ages. We've invited her to our house for weekends and so on. But I have to protect myself and my baby, and I don't understand why she's acting so hostile towards me and not my husband. Okay, I'm sorry, how has she tried to communicate with me? She's blocked my number and runs away from me when I try to talk to her. She complained saying all I talk about is the baby, so I thought I wouldn't go into detail about the birth plan if she wasn't interested, and tried to encourage us to spend time together before the birth. I got nothing in return. She's physically pushed me and banned my mom from visiting me in hospital when I was sick. I said Dad's friend could visit, not stay, as she has given us some stuff for the baby. Mom hadn't been involved with me or the baby because of Tasha, which is fine, but why would they then want to be at the birth? People encourage her to sympathize with her sister more. It's hard to sympathize with her when she's being so cruel to me. She knew the comment about me being fat would hurt. I've struggled with an eating disorder. Also, it was my dad's family FaceTime and the divorce was bitter on my mom's side. My dad is a great dad to Tasha and they have a good father-daughter relationship, but her and my mom are besties. She's the golden child. As I was grown-up-ish when the divorce happened, Mom didn't really worry how it would make me feel. So she put her efforts into Tasha. I understand that's because she's younger, but I had hoped me becoming a mom would make her want to do more things with me, maybe teach me how to be a mom. Tasha isn't being treated like an adult, but she's not a toddler. She's physically hurt me and insulted me. As a mom, I have to protect my infant baby and not my teenage sister. Also, she's the one making the competition, not letting our mom visit me and refusing to even talk to me so I can reassure her. Is Tasha still dealing with the divorce? Not really. She lives with Mom, but she sees Dad very regularly. We've offered therapy, but she said she doesn't need it. She's not crazy, unlike some people. I had an ED when I was her age, so I believe she's referring to me going to therapy then and still now. Update post, July 7, 2023. 2 days from OG post. I want to address the comments saying I'm a bad sister, I hate Tasha, I need to reassure and comfort her and show her sympathy. We had a normal sister relationship until I announced my baby was a girl, then she got an attitude change, but only with me. I've been trying to reach out and ask her reasons for being so horrible to me, calling me names and saying things about my baby, but she ignores me and won't talk to me. So I don't know what else I'm expected to do. I appreciate being a 13Y.O girl is hard. I was one once, but I didn't act like this. It's not my place to have to parent Tasha when she has two parents, a mom that spoils her and when I'm about to have my own baby. My pregnancy has been hard and risky, and there is still a chance my daughter could be born with my heart defect. This and all of the stress caused by my mom and Tasha has meant I've not been able to enjoy my pregnancy. I had hoped it would make our mom want to be involved with me more, but unfortunately Tasha has done everything she can to ensure my mom has not been involved or helpful. Whilst my husband is patient and polite, he doesn't like the way they are treating me, and he certainly doesn't like the pressure it has put on me. Tasha and Mom turned up unannounced to our house today, wanting another explanation as to why they couldn't be at the hospital. I again said as long as Mom was civil to Dad she could be in the waiting room, but Tasha would have to visit after I've rested and made sure baby girl is okay. I said she had moaned for all of my pregnancy that it's all I ever talk about, so surely she had no reasons to want to be there. She got angry and threw a mug at the wall saying she wanted to be there as that's where everyone else would be and she shouldn't have to be on her own and bored. I told her it was not a fun day out, I would be having major surgery and people want to meet my daughter. She screamed saying I'm an attention whore for not giving birth the normal way and demanded our mom that they go home. So they left as quickly as they had arrived. I don't know what my mom plans on doing, but yeah. Edit, July 9, 2023, 2 days later. Well, those of you who said to not tell anyone when I gave birth were right in a way. Woke up to cramps and blood-tinged water in our bed, so Karim rushed me to the hospital where my OB said I was in early labor caused by all of the stress most likely. There was too much pressure on my heart and it was causing the baby to be in distress, so they put me under and gave me an emergency C-section. I woke up this morning to my husband holding our beautiful daughter in his arms. She perfect, with a healthy heart and a good pair of lungs. She's so beautiful and I didn't know I could love something so much. She's such a good girl and we've spent the morning together as a family. We will be inviting my dad to the hospital tomorrow. Thank you for the help and wishes, and sorry I could respond to many, but it's been very chaotic. Update post 2, July 10, 2023, next day, or 5 days from OG post. Hi guys, I'm just really fucking confused right now, but thank you all for following my story and giving me advice. Rest assured we won't be leaving Adley alone with Tasha. If you want context, my first 2 posts are on my profile. Basically, after giving birth yesterday, I have to stay in for a week as it was an emergency surgery. As we had rushed to the hospital, we didn't have all the things I will need, so Karim went home to pack a bag of my things for me. He stopped off at my dad's and apparently Tasha was with him. Karim was polite and Dad was asking lots of questions about Adley and I. He left the room to get the presents he and his girlfriend had gotten for us, and Karim was left with Tasha. Apparently she was all over him but not asking any questions about myself or Adley. Karim said she threw herself at him and tried to kiss him, but he swerved and got up abruptly, telling my dad that they needed to do something with Tasha as she was out of control. He told me what happened as soon as he got back to the hospital. He's really worried that people, my mother, will make him out to be a bad person. I think my dad has cameras in his house, so I'm going to ask him if there are any in the hallway. Edit, Tasha has texted me. Safe to say she's not being abused, and no, my mother doesn't have any male friends in the house. Tasha sent me a text saying she was sorry for trying to kiss Karim, but I've stolen everyone's attention, and apparently even our mother was asking about me yesterday. She sometimes literally refers to our mother as her mother. She then said I had to make it all about me by having Adley early, and she wanted someone to pay attention to her and felt like Karim hadn't spent enough time with her recently. He's been kind to Tasha in the past, we've had her at our house and taken her on trips, but he's obviously been busy making sure me and the baby have been okay during the pregnancy. Edit 2, July 11, 2023, next day. Thanks for the support guys. I developed a blood clot last night, so I was rushed into another surgery to deal with that, and Karim called my dad's GF to stay with him as he was nervous and my dad was with Tasha. She helped keep him calm by all accounts and showed him how to bathe Adley, which I'm very thankful for. She also baked me my favorite cake for when I woke up this morning. It was so fucking good. Anyways, Karim is fuming with my mother and Tasha and how they've ruined this experience for us, and he wants to send my mother my hospital bill as I wouldn't have needed the emergency surgeries without the stress. We're going to take a trip once I'm released from the hospital to the countryside and get some distance between us and them. Relevant comments: your sister is one phone call away from ruining your husband's life. Make sure you have documented what she says. We have the footage and mom made her ring Karim to apologize tonight. OP ponders more. Honestly, I feel like I've been blind to her showing her crush on Karim. It never crossed my mind, but if I look back I can remember her saying things or doing things that weren't out of love for an uncle. Thank you. Honestly, he feels really bad about it and has promised he's never done anything to give that impression, which I 100% know. If I thought she had been groomed, I'd be out of my hospital bed and in her room right now. We've tried putting her in therapy, but she refuses, saying she isn't weak and doesn't need it like me. Update post 3, July 20, 2023, final update. Hi guys. I've just been busy soaking up all of the baby happiness. I'm doing well, thank you all for your well wishes, and to the moms giving advice on how to recover from C-sections. Adley is such a sweet little girl. She's quiet and so well behaved and looks the most adorable in her little Taylor Swift cardigan that my dad's friend knit her. She was played all of the albums in utero. We've sent mom the hospital bill. I'm not actually sure whether I'll go through with making her pay as we have better salaries than she does, but a little part of me would love to see her face right now. She's sent me some annoyed texts about it, but I've told her that perhaps Tasha's allowance and clothes beauty spending should be reduced to help. But we will see. New update post, January 21, 2024, 6 months later. Hi y'all. I'm not even sure if people want an update, but people do still comment on the other posts. So 3 months after my last update, I'd recovered from surgery and Karim, Adley, and I had been able to go on a trip to the countryside to de-stress. When I get a random DM on Insta, and when I looked she was following Tasha. Let's call her Lily. Well, Lily tells me that she needed to ask me something because Tasha has been telling their friend group something worrying. I bet you don't know what I'm going to say. Tasha had been going around school saying that her and my husband were having an affair. I couldn't even respond, I was so fucking livid. Never mind how weird it is for her, it's so dangerous to be saying that even among her friends. It puts my husband at such risk to be accused of awful things. So that was it, I'd had enough. I floored it to my mother's house and slammed in to find Tasha. She was sat there like nothing was happening and just smirked, making my blood boil. I'll admit I lost it a bit and screamed at her that she was unhinged and needed to be locked up. That it wasn't normal for a 14-year-old to want her sister's husband in life. Our mom came in asking what the hell was wrong with me. I grabbed both Tasha and my mother by their shirts and said she had 1 week to sort her shit out cause we were going to the police for defamation. I just wanted to go home and snuggle my baby, but I stopped at my dad's and filled him in and told him what I'd told Mum and Tasha. He was completely floored. Lily was good. She said she didn't think what Tasha had been saying was real and thought I needed to know, and she said she told the others that Tasha was lying. I got some messages from my mum that night about me projecting my feelings about not being a good enough mother or wife onto Tasha. I don't breastfeed and at that time was still on maternity leave because of the C-section, but I intended to not be off work too long, would be sending her to daycare, made comment on my weight knowing how I was scared of struggling with my ED again postpartum. Tasha had told her how she had no clue what I was on about. She really knew where to hit me, I won't lie. Karim told me to put my phone up and rest, so I did, and when I woke up Adley was in the bath and Karim had ordered us food in. We consulted with our lawyer and made a statement to the police about all of the abuse and lies we'd suffered from Tasha and my mom. We were told that they were both warned to stop, otherwise they would try to press charges. I've tried to avoid them since, although I've heard them berating me and my parenting through others. We went to Turkey to see Karim's family for Christmas and it was lovely. Not religious, relevant comment, at least your sister's friends are starting to see the truth, thank you. Yes, I think her friends are freaked out by her spiraling behavior. We have the text from beforehand stating she tried kissing Karim cause she was jealous, so our lawyer has said that is useful. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to connect with each other in the comments below. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and I'll catch you in the next video. Corner Stories signing off.